Short video today, but Jesus Christ, is this getting interesting? My God. Today was a huge day. Not only did it close up 17.6%, but we are getting awfully close to closing above this middle band on the weekly. I've already been over the DD. You know the situation. You know the rumor. You know about the court case. If you're just finding this and you haven't watched my last video, I would suggest doing it or just doing your own DD elsewhere. Go on iHub, go on StockTwits, and see what's going on with this puppy, because if it was done and it wasn't going to continue to run, I would have said that today would have been a bad day, would have closed below 20. Then we're all thinking, oh man, is it running out of steam? Yada, yada. But it pushed right back up to this middle band. And remember, it's only Monday. This is the weekly. It's only Monday. You close above this middle band. Let's say it closes the week at 40 cents. It runs to 70, pulls back to 45, let's just say. The week is over. And this green bar, this green candle is like right here. Next week might be absolutely insane. I don't know if anything's going to come out with this court case. Somebody said on StockTwits today that there might be a chance that we get an update tomorrow. I don't know if that's the case. If it is and it's good, we're closing over that middle band on the week. If we get it and the case is dismissed, things could go wrong. This is why it's a speculative play. I don't know if it's going to go to the top band. I don't know if it's going to stall again at this middle band. I don't know if it's going to tank all the way back down to my average. All I know is from where I'm looking at it now, it looks really, really good for another move. This is when the price starts to get drastic. This is where you go through violent swings. This is where when it's pushing really hard and you got a lot of volume, maybe take, you have 100,000 shares, take 5 or 10 off every day that it goes up, whatever your plan is. I could have sold over 30, but if I had, it would have been very hard to get my amount of shares back anywhere near 25. It would have had to be really quick, and I probably would have waited a day. Now I'm chasing back at 30, which can help the price, but I'd much rather just hold these shares until I hit my targets. You got to make your own targets. George Sharp, he's a big guy in the OTC. Have a lot of respect for him. The guy is... He's a bigger name. He knows what he's talking about. We had a discussion on Twitter. He can be a dick, so can I. I don't get offended by it. I know the guy knows what he's talking about. And he says, I've had the same ideas as you on Ebet. Don't give out targets. And he's right, because you give out a target, it doesn't get there the day you think it's going to get there. All of a sudden you get attacked. You look like an asshole when really you're not. So I'm just going to show you what I'm seeing over this next 5 minutes, and you make your own decision on where it's going to go. The number one thing is a close on the weekly above this middle band, because that's where it stalled. You see that this candle wick, that's exactly where it stopped. It pulled back. But this beginning of the week, it's creeping up. So here's to it. Now, remember, I have at this point, $36,000 in this stock, which means every small move, I'm making a lot of money or I'm losing a lot of money. So I got a big bet in on this. Sometimes you just have to throw money at something, and a big bet if you really think it's going to go somewhere and it's not going to stall out. And that's what I'm seeing here, folks. I'm telling you, this thing looks so good on paper. We just cannot get any bad news. I don't even care about good news. I think this is going to go up regardless. But now you look at the daily, okay? It's a thing of beauty as well. Okay, we'll pull it out a little bit here. You see this gap here? I don't even think it stops there. I don't think I'm selling there anymore. Because remember, we just looked at the weekly. If it starts to push up there, especially into Thursday, you might see a pullback to 35 or to this previous line of resistance. But I don't know if I don't think that's where it's going to be done. I think it's going to continue to go. And this is where you just kind of got to hold through the swings. And that's one of the hardest things to do. But in my opinion, I think it's going to fill this gap. I also think that next week, after, let's say it does, this is just hypothetical. If it does push to 50, 60, 70 up in this range, I think you might see a pullback. And then I think you might get another push to this gap, 150. or actually technically, yeah, 150. That's where the big money comes. And I don't know. I just feel it in my bones. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. The last time this happened to me was, I'm not even going to remember the name of the ticker, but it was similar setup. And I sold for a good gain, but it started to do exactly what this is doing, and I didn't buy back because I'm dumb, and it ran another 300% above where I sold. Okay. I'm not letting that happen to me again on this. I'm holding my shares. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. You make up your own mind. I'm holding my shares because I could see big money coming with this bet. Okay. Daily looks good. Your RSI is at 65 on the daily. Very good. Your RSI on the weekly isn't even like, it's at like 25 still. It's got so much room. 15 million shares in the. Now, here's my speculation on this. The guy infamous on iHub, he can be a little bit manic, but at the same time, he's been in the stock for a while. He kind of gets the swings of it. He might be an asshole, but whatever. I've learned to deal with it because, again, he's been in the stock for a little while and he's turned bullish, which is great. I'm glad that he's bullish because I couldn't read his bearish. I wanted to break my screen. Either way, he brought up the thing where, well, if it's getting bought out, why wouldn't insiders own more shares? And that's true. I haven't looked into that yet. Maybe somebody that knows a little bit more about that can leave a comment. But that could be true. So in my eyes, okay, if they don't own a significant amount of the float or the outstanding shares, they could just be going for a big push here. They might be trying to get the settlement. It's in discovery, or if they find discovery, that's what's going to, again, get this price moving, really moving. Because if they get a settlement, they're asking for 70, even if they got half of that. Let's say they settle outside of court for the low ball, like the lowest ball estimate of 35 million. That's a year of revenues for them. That's going to cause a massive jump in the share price, especially with 15 million shares. Now, the good thing about that is their AS is 500 million. So that gives them room to dilute. Now, if you come out and you make all this money in a lawsuit, you're going to be able to dilute into volume. And that's, in my opinion, I don't know that they want to get bought out. Maybe it comes to the table and maybe they take it. Maybe they have a way of adding shares. Maybe they have a way to get cash under the table. I have no idea. These things are very complicated, very intricate. There's a lot of things that we might not know. But if they get if they get a good settlement in this, even if it's half of what they're asking, the price is going to go up and they're going to be able to dilute. That might be their thinking. Okay, we do this lawsuit. We don't dilute during the lawsuit. We let the price run to 250 and then we start dumping. And then we start dumping our shares. We gather some more cash. And then the company's actually looking pretty good on paper. Margins are never huge on betting stocks. So, they might make 39 million, but they might spend 38 million to get that. It doesn't matter. We're going into the Super Bowl. The court case is getting interesting. I actually talked to a lawyer in LA, a good lawyer that deals with civil cases, and I showed him the Pacer filings, and he says it does seem like they're in discovery. He told me 95% of cases get settled outside of court in discovery, and he said it could take any amount of time. He didn't want to put a time frame on it, but discovery doesn't last forever. Once they find it, then let's say we get a filing that says discovery found. That'll be a key piece. That'll send it because that'll say, okay, they did do something wrong. Then it's up to the company to either the Aspire, whatever, the people that they're suing, the defendant, to either buy them out or to give them a settlement outside of court. It's a very slim chance, 5% chance that they do discover something and this big company says, nah, we're going to nickel and dime you and we're going to fight you tooth and nail with lawyers and we're going to draw this out. I just, it's too big of a company that they're suing. I don't know if they're going to penny pinch that. It's like when somebody sues the company I work for, we're a multi-billion-dollar company. So, they sue you for 30,000 bucks, you give them the 30,000 bucks. You're not going to sit there in court and fight them. Even if it was 150,000, they probably wouldn't fight it. They'd probably try and settle for less, but they're not going to be like, we're going to draw this out for 6 years to try and keep that 150,000 bucks. It's not going to happen. That's why we have a lot of people that sue our company on no grounds and get the money. Okay, so I'm telling you, civil cases in America are money. And when you're suing a big company like this, they could easily say, you know what? Come in underneath our umbrella, or here's some cash, get off our backs. Okay, these are the variables. And then, of course, the worst thing that can happen is that they don't find any grounds to be sued on and they dismiss the case. But, everything is not showing that. Them hiring a big time lawyer, them getting an extension on their loan, all these different things, not diluting. I think that they see that they have grounds to sue, and I think that they're going to get it. Please, God, be with these Vegas judges. Okay, hopefully it's, they work in our favor. But the daily is beautiful. The weekly, let me just show it one more time because it's a thing of beauty. You got to zoom in on this pup. Look, okay, here, for instance, okay, last time when it ran from 20 to 70, look at where it closed. It ran all the way up here and said, nope. Rejected. Okay, this goes all the way. Okay, keep going. Okay, this is the importance. Last time it was above it. Now remember, it's been through reverse splits, but last time it closed above this, and as you can see, when it does close above it, it tends to go. It comes back down to it and then it goes. This is when they probably started diluting. Maybe this is when I don't know, this was in 21. God only knows. They're probably dilution and the lawsuit and whatever caused this massive drop. Okay, so it's dropped and it's consolidated down here. Okay, but it never seemed to want to get above this line, right? It tried, no. Let's get it a little bit closer. As you can see, tried, no. Get a little bit closer, reverse, down, up, tried, no. Keep coming, tried again, no. Rejection. Uh-oh. If it closes above that middle band for the first time in 4 years, barring the worst news of all time, let's see what it did back here. I'm not being pumpy. This is like, I'm just saying, like, this is what you look for when you're trading. When you're taking big bets, this is what you look for. And look, it hit that, broke above it, hit that top band, broke above it, almost hit that top band. That would be like $1 when it's at $1.19, okay? But when it broke above that band, it kept going. And then it got rejected for like 4 years, and we're kissing it. We're making love with it. We're inserting ourselves within it. And all we have to do is pierce through. That's it. Okay, that's that. Then you have, this is another chart that I like to look at. It's one of the most glorious weeklies when you look at it this way. You got this big drop from 156. This is where it was trading pre-split. Okay? I remember watching it here. It was 150 to 3 to freaking 150 to almost 3 again. And then they said, no, reverse split, delisted. Oh, no. And then it was at like 4 cents, which was like 700,000 market cap, maybe less, 500,000 market cap. Unbelievable for a stock that was just on NASDAQ. They immediately, when they got delisted, they didn't go to pinks, which is huge. That means that they bought the OTCQB, which is a great badge. Okay, these are all really, really good indicators that the company wants to go somewhere. It doesn't want to dissolve. Okay, it's a perfect Head and Shoulders. You might think, okay, it was at 4 and it's all the way at 28. Oh, it's way overbought. No, the market cap is still at like $4 million, $5 million. If it comes to this line, and this is like kind of how it was trending, then you're looking at $1.20. You're looking at that top band. This is why you have to cross-reference everything. Okay, if it continues, that's like $1.15. Okay, it don't need that much to get there. All it needs is this week to break above 36 and hold around right here. Then you get a third green soldier next week. And, you take gains wherever the frick you want at that point. Let's just look at the daily and look at your RSI, 27.78. Okay, on the weekly. A lot of room to run on the weekly, and that's my favorite look. Inverse head and shoulders, breaking above previous highs. If this fails, I'm going to be like, huh? Like, how would that even, I don't even understand. I wouldn't even understand. I'd just be like, wow, I guess nothing works anymore. Your daily, your RSI came back down. It's at 65. That's cool to me. I think tomorrow with a good press up, if let's say we get a green candle above 36 tomorrow, I think we might have to fight that for another day. But I think Wednesday, Thursday, in my opinion, don't like to give out targets or dates, but this is just hypothetical. I think that it could press and get back to 90 RSI. I don't know where the price is going to be at that point. And I've seen things like IGPK, a lot of these things, these big runners with big volume, they can press above 90 for a few days. But as long as these daily candles close above 36, realistically, the middle band is at 30. If we close above 36, which is previous resistance, and we close above the middle band on the weekly, we pretty much have a run again. I don't want to say that, but I don't want to, it is what it is. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. That's what I'm seeing. Let me know in the comments if you see anything else. All I know is this stock is money, and I'm willing to take the chance. Sometimes you got to take a chance. Sometimes, I was up 20 grand when it was up here at 36. I could have easily just taken my money and walked. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I'd be tripping over myself trying to get back in right now for the amount of shares that I hold. So I'm just holding. I'm going to see where this bad boy goes. I'm going to continue to keep you updated day by day. Hopefully I come back here tomorrow and I'm not like, man, it broke down. It doesn't look good, or bad news came out. Oh no. I want to come back on here tomorrow and I want to say, wow, it's at 35. It's at 36. We're looking good for Wednesday and Thursday and even Friday here, depending. Oh, good news came out. I would just hold this thing through to, next week. I don't know. We'll take it day by day, hour by hour, trade by trade, and see where this bad boy goes, because I don't know, guys. This could be a big fish. And sometimes a big fish takes a few weeks to get it in, to reel that bad boy in. Let's go. See you tomorrow, please, for the love of God.